Hey, I'm Andy McClelland, and I just want to bring to you something here that I felt very strongly last Wednesday on the 4th of February during a soaking session where we were just listening to what the Father was saying. Just waiting on the Lord, began to hear him speak about fishermen that don't fish, don't eat, and fishermen that don't fish allow their nets to rot. I was stewing on this, and the more I stewed on it, the more I began to feel and sense God speaking very clearly about a season that's about to take place. And I just felt that there were several things within that the Lord was speaking about, and looking at fishermen, specifically the area where the first encounter Simon Peter had with Jesus, where he told him to fish, and they caught this massive haul of fish. It drove him to repentance because he just cried out, "Lord, I'm such a sinner." And then later in John 21, we see the occasion where again, Simon Peter and some of the other disciples had gone back to the old ways. So here they are fishing all night, caught nothing, and Jesus turns up on the shore and asks them, had they got anything to eat? And they said no. So he tells them, go back, cast your net on the other side. They had said, we've been fishing all night, we haven't seen anything, but because you've said it, we'll do it. And I think it was the fact that the supernatural act was that the host of fish that they began to catch, Peter then remembers the initial event. His heart gets stirred with excitement again. So it's almost that part of the joy of salvation has been brought back again, because something in him came alive again, knowing that the supernatural was around his life again. Jesus returns again to call him back out into his purpose and his destiny. His life before the Father was not to be a fisherman, but to be a fisher of men. And that part where Jesus, in verse 10, stands on the shore, and he is already preparing them fish and bread by a fire, but yet he stands on the shore and he says, bring me some fish. And I think what Jesus is saying to the church today is, bring me some fish. This is the season that we're about to enter into of bringing in fish and bringing in harvest. And then you read the very last part, which is about the 153 fish. And they knew it was supernatural, because in the natural that would have snapped nets. But the Father knew what he was up to. He was retraining them. And I just seen the words where it says 153 fish. And the Lord just overwhelmed me with just like, I can't have words to describe it, but basically he was saying that the 153 was 153, the 15th of the 3rd this year. So it's the 15th of March. There's a supernatural shift that's about to take place where we are going to be the people that have fished all night. We have toiled all night, and we've been seeing very little fruit for it. And it's like taking the net from one and putting it in the other, and it's going to be a transitional shift like that. And I've sensed that from the 15th of the 3rd, there is going to be this shift in the supernatural realm where the Father is unleashing something for the next season, that we are just going to move into a season of harvest, a season of winning souls. We are going to see salvation, we're going to see harvest, and we're going to see a breakthrough into the next season that the Father has for the church. This is for the UK, but I feel it's for the church worldwide, that there is a shift that's going to take place, and we are going to see increase. We're going to see the beginnings of the end time harvest, which is going to increase and bring increase. And we're not to be worried about the fish. We're not to be worried about the amount that would come in one go, because Jesus has showed us through this example, he's already on the shore. He's waiting, and he's saying, come, bring me some fish.